So you're looking at pictures of Mobile, Alabama, and you're seeing all these beautiful postcards, right? The gorgeous sun-drenched streets with the huge ancient oak trees, blooming azaleas everywhere, and charming historic houses. And anyone down here will tell you about our mild winters, how you can play golf in January, and how you're just a stone's throw away from all the Gulf beaches. And all of that is absolutely true, but it isn't the whole truth. You rarely get to see the other side of that postcard. They don't prepare you for what Gulf Coast weather is really like day in and day out. They tell you all about the sunny days, but they often don't mention the fact that we are one of the rainiest cities in the entire United States. The oppressive, soul-crushing humidity that smothers our city for months is often swept under the rug as well. And they very rarely mention that knot in your stomach that appears on June 1st and doesn't tend to leave until November. So if you're seriously thinking about moving to Mobile, you need to pump the brakes and watch this video first. Today, we're gonna get real about Mobile's climate, the parts of our city that will affect your home, your health, your bank account, and your sanity. My goal here is not to scare you off, but to empower you with honest and unfiltered information that I kind of wish more people had. Because once you know what to expect and how to handle it, you can truly unlock the best parts of living in our city. Let's get right into it. Let's just rip this band-aid right off. The first thing that's gonna hit you, literally, as you walk outside your house anytime from May to September is going to be the humidity. And I'm not just talking about your normal summer stickiness here. This is a thick, heavy, wet blanket that you have to leave anytime you leave your house. The average daily high here is about 91 degrees, but honestly, this number doesn't even really matter that much. The number you really need to be looking at is the heat index, which is pretty normally in the triple digits because the air here is full of water. So what does this actually feel like? Well, it can feel like you can never really get a full breath of air. It means you walk out your front door and you instantly feel damp and sweaty. Your clothes will feel a little wet, your steering wheel will feel slick, and your glasses will fog up the second you walk out your door. In good hair days, well, they come a lot less often. The air is essentially liquid. This is especially bad if you have curly hair. No shape is safe here. And this is more than just uncomfortable. This sort of heat and humidity can actually be a serious health risk for some people. The humidity down here makes it a lot more common to suffer from dehydration, heat exhaustion, or possibly even a heat stroke. Your body has a really hard time cooling itself down when your sweat has nowhere to evaporate to in the saturated air. In addition to this, your heart has to work way harder to keep you cool, which is a huge strain on your system. If you have any pre-existing conditions like asthma or maybe heart problems, this climate could be seriously dangerous. And all that moisture, it's also a perfect breeding ground for mold and mites, which will drive anyone with allergies crazy. Now, all that being said, I actually do have asthma and I very rarely have issues down here. Now that we've gotten all that health stuff out of the way, I want to note that your air conditioner will probably be your best friend in the summertime, but thanks to your power bill, it will also be your worst enemy. It's going to be running constantly for half the year, so you're probably going to need to budget for higher energy costs. That being said, a lot of companies down here offer smart plans where essentially they bump your bill in the winter and they drop it in the summer. And this is going to keep your payments relatively similar all year long, but it won't make anything cheaper or more expensive. Another huge downside to the humidity down here is the outdoor options we have in the summertime. If you want to plan to do something outside and it doesn't involve water down here, you're going to want to plan for the morning time or late in the evening. This isn't some dry heat, it's a force that can actually determine the whole rhythm of your day. Now I know that's a lot of negatives and I may be overselling some of them, but here's the upside. Being down here, you really learn to adapt to the weather. You get to discover the magic of a front porch swing in the evening, the joy of an early morning kayaking trip before the world wakes up, and you really begin to appreciate that ice cold air conditioning when you walk in a building. It's a different pace, but it's one that has its own rewards. All right, let's jump right into section 2, which is the rain in Mobile. When you think of the rainiest city in the United States, you're probably picturing Seattle, right? Well, you should be picturing Mobile, Alabama. Mobile is consistently ranking as one of the wettest cities in the entire continental US. We get a mind-blowing 66 to 67 inches of rain every single year. For perspective, the US average is about 38 inches a year. And let me tell you, this is not some gentle day mist over our city. The thunderstorms that roll into the Gulf Coast are no joke. They are frequent and they are intense. Now, all that being said, we get about 220 sunny days a year on average, which is actually higher than the average in the US. This means that when it rains, it pours, but it's not raining all the time. But the days in between those 220 days are a total washout. So what does it practically look like to live in that much rain? It means your weekend plans are almost always written in pencil. A beautiful sunny morning can turn into a flash-flooded mess by the afternoon with almost no warning at all. Driving can get sketchy fast, and the longer you live here, the more you learn which streets tend to turn into rivers, when the rain gets bad. The ground is so saturated so often that even a normal thunderstorm can cause localized flooding. Now, all of this water could take a toll on your house. It's not uncommon to see the damp soil mess with the foundation of homes. In addition to this, the sheer volume of water overwhelms gutters and it can put your roof to the test. And our combination of rain and humidity is a recipe for wood rot, mold, and mildew on your siding, your deck, and your fence. All this demands a level of upkeep that some people just aren't ready for. There's a huge flip side to all this rain. It's a big reason you have those beautiful postcards. It's the reason those oak trees are so massive and our gardens are always lush and green. With the right maintenance to your home, you can maintain your property while also getting to enjoy the natural beauty that all that water brings to the landscape. Coming from Kansas City, I was absolutely used to the yellow season that hits from around October to March. Absolutely no one has green grass in those months. This is absolutely not the case in Mobile. Grass here stays green all year long, and honestly, that makes me really happy when I'm outdoors. That is, when it isn't raining outdoors. All right, now for our third and biggest section, the hurricanes. Hurricane season here typically runs from June 1st to November 30th. That's a full 6 months of the year. That means for half the year, you're living in this kind of low-grade hum of anxiety where you're always keeping your eye on the weather in the tropics. Living in Mobile isn't a matter of if a hurricane's gonna come, it's more about when and how it might impact you. The city's location right on Mobile Bay makes it pretty vulnerable to this stuff. And this isn't just a guess, this is a historic fact with our city. We've seen it with storms like Frederick and Ivan, and more recently, Hurricane Sally in 2020. Sally was a slow-moving Category 2, which just sat on top of us and dumped up to 30 inches of rain. This caused historic flooding for our city and left behind billions of dollars in damages. Getting ready for a storm can be absolutely exhausting, both physically, mentally, and financially. Now, in the 6 years I've lived here, it hasn't gotten this bad, but if it gets bad enough, you may need to stock up food, water, batteries, or gas. You may need to make a tough call like, do we need to ride this out or should we evacuate? Evacuating can honestly be expensive and really stressful. On top of all that, you need to be ready for long power outages that are going to last for a couple days. And the financial hit can be huge. Homeowners insurance in Mobile is higher than the national average because of this risk. And on top of that, most policies have a separate, much higher hurricane deductible. You'll likely need a separate flood insurance policy too. This threat shapes your finances and your peace of mind for about half the year. There is absolutely no sugarcoating this. It is a heavy weight, but here's something you won't see on a weather report. This is also what forges an incredible sense of community in our city. Neighbors helping neighbors, sharing supplies, and checking in on each other after the storm. That's the real Mobile. Being prepared isn't just a solo task, it's a community bond and it makes you feel safer and more connected. On top of all that, if you have little ones in school, they will almost certainly get to enjoy a couple days off each year from the hurricane season. I know that was a lot of heavy information to digest. However, if you're finding this reality check helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. This really helps me out and it lets me know that you appreciate the truth about our city. Okay, let's get right back into it. All right, we are into section 4, which is the pests. As if the heat and the storms weren't enough, the climate down here basically invites things that you don't want in or around your house. The mix of intense heat, humidity, and rain means Mobile is like paradise for bugs. I'm talking about relentless mosquitoes after it rains. I'm talking about cockroaches you don't even want to look at. And the worst of all, termites. They absolutely thrive in damp, warm ground, and they are a constant threat to any home that has wood in it. Because of this, year-round pest control is not a luxury. This is a non-negotiable line item in your budget. Keeping critters out of our houses and yards is a constant battle around here. But luckily, it's one that we know how to win. We'll get to that in a minute. On top of bugs, the air itself can actually feel like it's attacking you sometimes. The same conditions that bugs love are also where allergens thrive. Mold and mildew are a constant battle both inside and out. The thick, humid air traps pollen, which makes allergy season feel like it never ends. If you have really bad allergies or any respiratory issues, this can be a real challenge for you. However, it is a manageable one. Think of regular pest control and a good home filtration system as standard utilities here, like water or electricity. Once you have those systems in place, you can breathe easier, literally, and focus on enjoying that vibrant nature that's right outside your door, instead of worrying about it coming inside. Now, as far as termites go, I work with great companies down here, and I always make sure that my clients, when they purchase their home, have a bond. That way this isn't a stress for them in the future. Now, our 5th section is the lifestyle change that will happen down here. When you put it all together, the suffocating heat, the endless rain, the bugs, and the hurricane threats, you begin to see that moving to Mobile is a major lifestyle shift. The weather isn't just small talk here. It's an active force in your life which determines how you live. And that dream that you might have of an outdoor lifestyle all year round, it comes with a little bit of an asterisk. The warmer winters are truly amazing and they are a real plus. But for another portion of your year, your life outdoors is determined by the weather reports and the heat index. You learn to live your life in the cooler parts of the mornings and the evenings. Life here takes a level of resilience that most people aren't used to. It's true. But in return, it teaches you to be more in tune with the world around you. You really begin to appreciate a subtle breeze of wind, a cool morning, or the luxury of a covered porch. Look, in all honesty, Mobile is a wonderful place to live. It's got deep history, one-of-a-kind culture, a great sense of community, and yes, those sunny days and mild winters are absolutely a huge selling point. But you can't have all the good without being ready for the ugly. The reality of the Gulf Coast climate isn't something you can just brush off. The intense heat and humidity, the incredible amount of rain, and the threat of hurricanes, that's kind of just the price of admission to this coastal city. So before you start packing, the question isn't, can you handle it? But rather, is the unique lifestyle down here worth our unique challenges? Are you willing to prepare for the storms to cherish the calm that follows them? And if you can see the whole picture, both the challenges and the charm of our city, and you see a life that you want to build, then Mobile is waiting for you with open arms. I really hope this video gave you the clear, honest picture you were looking for. If you're still thinking about moving here and you want to talk about specific neighborhoods, what type of home constructions hold up best, or even just a local's opinion on different areas of town, please hit me up. All of my contact information is in the description below. I'm a real estate agent here in Mobile, and my job is to make sure that you have all the facts about our area. I really mean this when I say this. I love when you all reach out to me. Thank you for contacting me and trusting me with your business. On top of all that, don't forget to subscribe for more practical advice on living in Mobile, Alabama. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.